Well, hello, it's Sonia Barrett again. Well, today I want to talk about um, money and the survival program. Of course, that's a subject I think that anybody can talk about, can relate to. As I've often said, survival means many things. It doesn't mean, just because somebody doesn't have any money, it not only relates to someone in monetary lack, but it could also be someone who seemed to be flourishing in money. Now, money is most certainly a catalyst on the planet. It is a program. It is a concept. It is an idea. Most often, you don't hear somebody say these things or refer to money in that context, but it is. And for those of you who are familiar with much of my work or much of what I speak about, you know that I also address reality, the human design, the body, the brain, this aspect of technology in a very similar way to how computers are designed, but of course on a much more expansive level. Um, so money is definitely a program, just like everything else. Just like a program is written for, for reality or base reality anyway, or how we'll perceive things the way that we do, beliefs that we have, ideas that we have. Everything is some sort of program, more so in the sense of how we function as human beings, the things that we are in agreement with that would define reality. Um, Money, and I think if we stop and we listen carefully to what I'm saying, it is an idea, it is a concept. Technically, um, even though we look at it as coins and paper, something tangible, I'd like us to just stop and really recognize the feeling that flows through you when you're talking about money, when you're talking about whether you are in lack, you can't pay your bill, or whether you have it and you're flourishing. There is no doubt a inner response that is going on in your body. It's very much so wired into our nervous system, the whole response. And I think that in itself should tell you that there is something more going on here. There are ideas that we're given in the sense of what it should be to have money or not have money. And so we operate within these boundaries and these guidelines of this idea. What we also don't really recognize, because we're too busy living up to the survival programs, is the fact that money, the concept as written into us, basically keeps us away from our natural ability then to establish life, then to master in that sense, and create. I don't even want to use the word create anymore, because everything is possible and everything is a potential. So everything really is there and does exist. It's really just for us to understand how it works, the science of that, and tap into that possibility or that potential. And so the program, which is attached to the program of money, which is very much attached to the survival program, completely distracts us from that memory or that realization. And even when we do realize it, we're so steep we're so invested in the survival program and all those things attached to the program of money that's now in our brains, that's wired in there, that we find it very challenging. It's very difficult to change that program, the way the brain is operating, the way the brain is running, to change that program and be able to just suddenly make things appear, make your life work without the stress of money. So more than anything else, what I wanted to do in this video is really just bring that realization back to memory that money is a concept. It is a program, like you write a computer program. It is written into us and with particular beliefs. And those beliefs obviously are really truly wired into us because we have to strive for money, to get more money. We are told that money makes the world go round. There's so many programs that we have to support the initial money program that we don't even, realize that. But there's a lot of other programs supporting the program of money that you cannot do anything without money. You hear people say it all the time. You can't do anything without money. Again, money makes the world go around. I can't do this thing because I don't have the money. That it's just this endless program that's in there, the money program, and then the attached programs as to what you can't do because you don't have this thing, which is really just an idea or a concept. Yes, we know money is currency. It is a current. But what powers up that current? What powers it up? You do. We do. We power up the idea. We power up the concept. That's what we don't realize. We power up the concept. Everything about our reality is plugged into us. Of course, the systems in place of reality, which we can't talk about in this forum, this format, because of the extensiveness of it, but I have talked about it in many other workshops, and there's lots of workshops on the website that I have done regarding money and the brain and how we respond to it. But it's an idea that seems to hold us all hostage, everybody hostage, because these programs are so heavily embedded and not remembering or realizing that it really is an idea. And so somebody says to me, will say to me out there, yeah, but how do you live? How do you keep a roof over your head? How do you do all of those things? And it is a vicious cycle because the investment, once again, in a survival program. So you've got these layers of programs that is really holding us at bay from that part of us that can actually make stuff happen, without having to struggle up against the money program and this whole money concept. But getting past the survival programs is the kicker. And so the other part of this now, so we not only do we deal with this program on the level of what we call the matrix, the basic matrix. So the basic matrix that I'm speaking of is the whole governmental structure, the whole political structure, the business structure, all of those aspects, all of those systems in place that perpetuates that money program, that sort of supports that money program, that ensures that that money program is in place. So therefore, what you always have the idea of what a 1%. You get a 1% and you got a 99%. There's always this massive lack percentage, that the massive lack program in mass amounts of people, based on all that seems to be inserted, continuously to support the ongoing program. So before that, what I wanted to say is, even in the supposed aware movements, it just goes on and on with this whole abundance thing. Yeah, it just kind of drives me crazy. I know Sonia's always kind of out there, but it just drives me crazy. I really am just kind of over it. I don't want to hear any more about abundance. kind of done. Stop it. So anyway, it just goes on and on and on about this abundance thing, and it's so much bigger. It is so much bigger than learning how to, be abundant, or learning how to manifest. This stuff is much deeper than that. So while we manifest, or learn, get some uh, trained methods of how to do that, does it mean you're really free? I mean, it is layers deep, and yet it is a simple understanding, but the layers deep, along with the illusion, does make it seem quite challenging to get to yourself, to actually get to the self that is able to do this, because we're constantly having to do this other thing to to manifest money and make money and all of that, when the truth of it is that really is not it. Sure, as I said, it you can be very content um, with that concept, and it's working for you, but it is so much bigger than that. And so, yeah, I personally know you don't hear me doing abundance workshops, because honestly, we're abundant, as I've often said, in everything. You just have to look at what you're abundant in. And I'm always saying, okay, you might be abundant in lack. You've got a whole lot of lack going on. You're abundant in not having any money, and learning about, yes, the stories that are attached to the things that allow you to continue to support that lack program, in a sense of money, why you have so much lack. But we have an abundance in anything you can think of. So when we say we want to be abundant, I always say, well, define that. Abundant in what? In what way? So there's many things here, and I know some of the people who I know do these abundance and money workshops probably might not be look at this too favorably, but I know of what I speak, or of which I speak, in that sense. Am I sitting here flowing in, money? No, not on the scale that our system has taught us to measure having money. We want a number. We want a lot of money. That's not it. What you want is to be able to, for lack of a better word, manifest, or to tap into the potential that is already there. The potential for whatever it is that you are needing, or desiring, or needing in your life, it already exists. So it's a matter of being able to tap into that realm that it already exists in. And that's really ultimately what we are aiming to do. So anyway, I hope I didn't confuse you anymore, because there's so much to this. I would really like to be able to, dive into it further. Um, but I don't think in 20 minutes that I could really tap into it in a manner in which that I would really like to, other than the fact that I do hope that whoever is listening to this might for a moment step back, and if you've been doing all the running around, going to all these, abundance workshops, and then you're going, well, it's not working, to maybe stop for a minute there. Maybe that expansive part of you is wanting you to realize, or to see something more. Maybe it's ready to show you, how you can tap into yourself. And certainly, I'm not saying that you shouldn't do these workshops, but if you do them with an awareness, a different level of awareness. Not, I want to just become a millionaire. I want to get. If that's what you want, that's fine. But I'm speaking to those people who are really wanting um, to cut the or break the codes of much of how this life and this game experience is designed. Now, you might get people out there listening to this who might also say, well, that's why I'm not into money. I don't even care. See, but that's not it either. It has nothing to do with suddenly abandoning the idea also of having money. See, we tend to be so polarized. It's either this thing or that thing. We got to swing all the way out. It's not about that either, or thinking money is a good or bad thing. It's still not about that either. It is about us as masters and really understanding these game tools. Just like you play Monopoly or any other game, money is a major tool in this game of reality, the way that it's been set up. And again, it certainly has been the catalyst in helping us to play the game, helping us to experience a multitude of things, whether it be from being in lack or being in extreme abundance of money. So it's not about disliking money either, or throwing it out. That is not mastering it. That is not understanding it. We're still not getting it when you want to toss it out. It's not it. You're not mastering it at all still. So anyway, I would suggest, if you want to know more, go to the website spiritinformed.com. I did do a workshop. What was the workshop called? Money and the Scarcity and Plenty Game. And I also did a 6 months workshop that you'll see on the website that also had to do with money, and showing how money, time, what is it? Money, time. I can't even remember the workshop, but showing you how they're all the same. They're all running off the same program, the same concept. Um, Again, do visit the website spiritinform.com. And also, what else do I want to tell you? Oh, if you are interested in a retreat, there is a Mount Shasta retreat coming up in August. All that information is on the website, and I'm going to do a retreat in 2016 to not well, Mount Shasta is in August, but to Joshua Tree, and that information is also on the website. And other things coming up. I would also love to hear from you if you have any questions, if there's a topic that you would love to discuss further. Go ahead and also email me. I would suggest getting on my email list, and because there are things that I will send out from time to time, but you don't see it on YouTube. And so you can go to the website spiritinformed.com and send me an email. Tell you what, if you go to the website spiritinformed.com and I get an email from you, or I see that you have subscribed because it's free, I will send you the download of Money and the Scarcity and Plenty Game. How about that? All right. Well, I hope to hear from you, and tell me what you think about this video. If it's not clear, if it was confusing, then let me know that too. But it's a big subject, but a small subject, um, and I would love to be able to just do more dialogue on it. But the download will also give you uh, quite a bit of information as well. All right, take care. Until next time.